All right, this is Nathan Klug going over Leadbase for one of our members and talking about how to set up a simple email workflow that you can start. So here's the steps to be able to do that. First and foremost, you're going to log in and you'll be at your dashboard first. You want to go down to marketing. And the first thing that we want to do is then set up a template. There's two different ways you can set up templates. You can set it up here and you can add a email or text template. Or number two is you can set up a email template that gives you a little bit more control. Right now I'm going to do the simple one. This is more the design functionality. This one is a simple email template that you're going to be used to. So right now we have something that's already put information in. So we have the content, we have the information, we've double checked it, and then we've also sent out a test email as well, just to see what it looks like. So you should always do that when you add a template to make sure that it looks proper in your email and there's no changes that you have to make before you send it out to everyone else. So this one looks good. For right now, we're going to make that assumption. And then we're going to go into, after we create the template, we're going to go into automation. And there's a couple different ways we can make this happen. For right now, this one, we already have an existing email campaign that we have. And I'm actually going to be setting it up through there, but I'm going to show both. So I'll show you how you can create your own quick one if you create a new workflow. And then we'll go into the one that's already existing so that you can add to it. So here's how you create a new workflow. And we're going to do a very simple one. I hit create new workflow. Then I did start from scratch. There's a couple different recipes you can do, but in this case, we're doing an email one that's not on here. So we're going to start from scratch and then click again, create new workflow. You can label it up here, anything you want to. There's a few different settings and things like that. I won't go through this right now, but you can change the stuff. So for example, in this case, Jonathan's going to be sending this out. And this is his email then as well. This way, what this does is you don't, you'll see in a second, you have to add the name and the email every single time. You don't have to add it for every single email that you're sending out. So I hit save. Every single time you change things, you want to save it. So there's two things to start off with. And first one is the workflow trigger. Workflow trigger is the thing, the action that is going to happen, the trigger that will happen that will put them in this workflow. So there's lots of different triggers we can do. The simplest, the easiest trigger for everyone is to do it by contact tag. So you can type in tag and type in contact tag. And what that means is that every single time you tag a contact with this specific tag, and you can make it be any tag that you want to, they are going to be added to this workflow. So in this case, it's tag added. And then we can pick, we're just going to do an easy one as an example right now. If you add a tag to their contact as agent, then they were going to be added to this workflow. So I'm going to save it again. And then we're going to create our first action. So I click the plus sign, and there's lots of different actions we can do. For right now, we're just talking about an email campaign. So all we're going to do is send email. So we have the send email. I'm going to give it an action name. So a lot of times what I like to do is do first email and then what the email is about. So in this case, the one we're doing is first email, none performing agents. So that's the template. That way I can see that in there. We already have the from and name and the from email because we did the settings, and it pulls that information, and then we hit save contact. So here you go. Here's your first email that's within there. And then what you want to do is, if you want to create an actual campaign that will send out stuff on a regular basis, you're going to want to hit the plus action again and hit a wait step. So the wait step is how long you want to wait until the next email gets sent out. There's lots of different ways you can do this. I'm going to do an easy time delay one. And I'm going to say in 7 days, we're going to send out another email. And so 7 days, it's in this case, because we're waiting 7 days, I'm going to include these because if at a Sunday as well, because if we don't, then what it's going to do, it's going to skip over Sunday. It's not going to count that as a day, and it's going to go to the next one. So, and there's my windows for when I can send out. I can send out additional filters and things of that nature. But right now, we're going to save it. We now have our first email. And then after this email, so what's going to happen is this contact tag. You tag them as agent. It's going to put them in this workflow. It's going to send out this first email right away. Then it's going to put them in a wait step for 7 days. And then you can do anything you want after that. So if you have another email that you want to send out, you can do that and add another email and another email and another email. So that's how we can create a new workflow and set this up. Now, this one is not published yet. It's on draft. So this does not become live until I hit the publish page. I'm going to keep that as draft for right now. Now, for this specific member, we already have a campaign that we are starting to run, and we've already created one email within it. So what I just moved over is went into an existing email workflow and showed how this is going to work. So we're in an existing email workflow. This email has already been sent out. That's where you see the 127. You can see statistics for that and the deliverability and what happened with all those emails. And these people are in this step right now. They're waiting 6 days for the next email to be sent out. So we haven't created one yet. So in this case, we can hit the plus button. We're going to send another email. And in this case, this is 1-24. And we're going to use that same template. And maybe do it about the idea. So we're going to do it on pure mentorship is what this email is actually talking about. So we're going to save that. Now, when they get to this wait step is done and complete, this next email is going to go out, and then we can have another wait step. And 7 days, so wait 7 days. So now once this wait step is done, this email is going to send out, and then this they're going to wait again for 7 days, and then we can create more content and more content and more content. So now what we've done with this, just to finish off, is what this means now is that any single time that we tag a contact as this, they're going to go through this workflow. So they're going to get this first email. Then they're going to wait 6 days. They're going to get another email. They're going to wait a week basically, and then they'll get another email. And now we have a working email campaign and workflow that we can put any contact into based on if this is something that makes sense for them to be in. We can take people out and add people to it at any time. So I'm going to save this really quick. And that is how we complete our 2 different workflows. Hopefully that helps, and appreciate everyone's time.